Miss Marvel. So there was a poster leak for Miss Marvel that confirms again that she will be used. Her powers would be energy based rather than more like Miss Fantastic or Plastic Man, where she enlarges herself and also stretches. So more like Plastic Man than Mr. Fantastic. Um, Honestly, the first thing that came to my mind is like, I wonder how the original creator of the character feels about this. Like, are they upset? Like, are they like, why are you doing this to my character? You know what I mean? Like, is the original creator?
You didn't hear it, but because I was muted purposefully, but when you mentioned Miss Marvel, I grabbed my pillow behind me and just kind of screamed into it because I'm like kind of infuriated by this because it really makes no sense to actually change the character like this. But whatever. Honestly, I think it would be more expensive to have these changes rather than just sticking with her original
Oh, it
powers.
wouldn't because the original powers would need like like as close to realistic as possible, like skin textures, and like that would be a lot. You have to make a realistic looking and big in limbs and person. Well, with the person, you could just do that's a whole different thing. But with the limbs,
Honestly, you can just kind of enlarge her. Like,
just like yeah, you can kind of do her on green screen in her regular body. But like
yeah,
yeah, with the limbs, it has to be realistic. But also with the energy, you have to do lighting effects. But you can also
yeah,
do
no, that's
yeah, let's say,
that's
but
my point. There's like you'd have to do lighting effects rather than just like
yeah, but you wouldn't have
skin.
to do the lighting effects necessarily in like with CGI. You could use an actual like purple light, which would actually be better because it would show it off realistically instead of trying to make it artificially. But yeah, there are different, um costs to both. But yeah, I'm upset, but not that upset. I think I'm still hoping the show's gonna be good. And it also they aren't like straight up changing what her powers are. The goal is to change how they look visually because they want to make it more distinct from Mr. Fantastic, which I think is unnecessary, but I understand why they're doing it. Um, because like I said, like Mr. Fantastic stretches, whereas she can also stretch, but she can also literally change the size of her body where that's not something that Mr. Fantastic can do. He stretches his body out, but he doesn't like get bigger like Ant-Man. Like that's what she can do. Um, but yeah, for the most part, it's meant, obviously this is all based on rumors because we haven't got a trailer or anything. Other than that little snippet that they showed at the funders event a long time ago. But essentially, like she's gonna still make gigantic limbs. It's just gonna be covered in energy, and she's probably still gonna grow. But it's gonna be like Long Shadow and Young Justice, the Native American kid who's based off of Apache Chief, who could like make a giant version of himself, but it was made out of energy instead of it being himself. Literally, what they did with him is exactly what they're doing with her, because the Apache Chief made himself big, but in Young Justice, Long Shadow made an energy projection of himself that was huge. And that's kind of what they're doing with her. So, any more to say about that other than that you hate
The only thing I have to say is that I hate it. That's pretty much it.
it?